it was around that time that, I obviously heard people mention perfectionism, but I thought it was a positive attribute. I thought it was, I thought perfectionism is good. Like, it's good to be a perfectionist. Really trying to not let my perfectionism get the best of me. So, perfectionism. Hi, I'm Carol Ann Leishman, and this is Fireside Rebels. Thanks for joining me. It's a rainy day today. It's overcast. It's a good day to be inside in front of my cozy pretend fire. I have, I have a fire crackling on my television set. Today, I just wanted to, if you've been here before, this is a community for us in our midlife, heading into this new chapter and wanting to support and encourage each other for trying something new, whether it's a new career, whether it's tackling a hobby or an interest that's always intrigued you. I think today, with the sort of perfectionism is sort of coming up for me, I thought I would talk a little bit about my struggles with perfectionism. One thing is this video, because I'm not very prepared, and I'm gonna have to like try to just let it be and not edit it and not worry too much about it, because I have spent weeks, if not longer, months, maybe, no, weeks anyway. Yeah, well, I've spent years battling with perfectionism, if I'm being honest. But in regards to filming myself for this channel, um, yeah, it's awful to try to like let go of perfectionism, because, and I didn't even know until like maybe a few years ago, I guess. Yeah, I did. I went into counseling 2 years ago, and it was around that time that, I obviously heard people mention perfectionism, but I thought it was a positive attribute. I thought perfectionism is good. Like, it's good to be a perfectionist. And I grew up thinking I had to be perfect at everything. And this is like a societal, I don't know, flaw, that we feel like we have to be perfect at something before we like put it out in the world or show it to anyone else or talk to our friends about it, whatever. And I've had this whatever syndrome, perfectionism, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I've had it my whole life, and I blame, well, it's a societal thing, but I blame that I grew up as a competitive figure skater and a dancer, and we would actually get physically abused. It's not funny, but not brutally, but we would get, chased around with our skate guard, like chased around with a skate guard by our coach and sort of smacked on the legs with a broom in dance class, like things like that. I mean, it's not terrible physical abuse. It was just that time that there was a bit of physical incentive to do better. But in the world of figure skating, for sure, it was all about perfectionism. And that could be a whole nother episode, talking about the figure skating world and how hard competing. Oh my God. And yeah, if you watch the Olympics that were recently on, you can see that the solo skaters, which was what I was, a singles freestyle skater, you get one crack at it when it's, oh, my dog is bumping in. Just go. Um, you get one crack at it when it's your chance to skate in the qualifiers, or in the next round and then the finals. If you're not in the right headspace or you're having a bad day, it can be all over. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. So I was raised with perfectionism my whole life, that thought I had to be perfect at anything if it was going to be out there in the world, or if I was going to do that. And so one thing I wanted to talk about today that's kind of hilarious is my knitting. So I don't know if I maybe haven't talked about this on the channel yet because it's pretty new. My Finnish grandmother, my Mummu, taught me how to knit when I was 8 years old. And she just taught me the basics. She taught me knit stitches. She taught me how to cast on, knit stitches, purl stitches, and bind off. That was like it. So I knew how to do a garter stitch, knitting all the rows. I knew how to do a stockinette stitch, knitting and purling, knitting and purling, knitting and purling. That looks, one side looks different than the other. And that was it. And I knit definitely a lot more. I started knitting quite a bit in my 20s. My friends were having babies, and so I would knit them little baby sweaters as a gift and whatnot. Started getting into bigger projects, and God, get out of here. Go over there. And sorry, my dog's driving me nuts. That's Chocolate, the wonder dog. Go lay down. God. Anyway, so I knit quite a bit more in my 20s, and that was in the day when I literally still have it somewhere, a little like paperback floppy tiny little book, Learn to Knit, because my Mummu didn't really, she was a good knitter. She used to knit like toys, stuffed toys for my brother and I, and clothes, but she had no patience for showing me the details, because if I didn't get it right away, she would just get mad at me. So I had this Learn to Knit book that I would refer to that had little drawings of a needle going, and so I didn't really get that good. And I think that's one area that, for like a lot of the time, perfectionism was always there. I was always thinking I was very afraid of gifting, especially to friends of mine. I was afraid of gifting them something, a sweater or something, if it wasn't completely perfect. And so this kind of went on and on and on through my life. And then during the COVID pandemic lockdown, like I had been knitting off and on through the years, but during COVID, I was just like, holy crap, I have all this time. I'm locked up in my house. I'm going to knit. And I just like bought a whole bunch of yarn and I started knitting again. And actually I haven't stopped. It's been, how many years is that? 6 years. And I'm a fanatical procrastinator now. Like I did say procrastinate. I procrastinate by knitting. So I have been for 6 years not doing a whole lot else other than just knitting every night, when I could be tackling projects, I could be doing other things. Anyway, but I realized that I was struggling with the little mistakes that you make. So I recently, like last year, I think it was, I read something, or it was maybe on a knitting channel or something. A knitter was talking about how your flaws are what make your handmade item special or unique. I was like, okay, then all of my sweaters and art items and the millions of toques, I'm in Canada, so toques, beanies, hats, are very unique because they all have mistakes. Like, I swear to God, I make a mistake in every thing that I'm making. I also have no patience, so I recently made this sweater, and you can see, like, it's quite, it's a nice color. It's a lovely color. I'll put a graphic on there of Veronica from Kutovakika. So I'm Finnish. I'm half Finnish, and so I'm enamored with Finland and my heritage. She's a Finnish knitter, has a channel, and she's cool. She's awesome. I like watching her channel. And so this is her sweater, the late checkout sweater. So I bought this pattern. Got the wool is a Finnish wool, Seven Brothers wool, and you hold it together with a silk mohair, a very fine, this is something else I'm working on here, but you hold it together with So this is a different one. But so you have your regular wool, and then you hold it together double. You knit it double with this fuzzy or softer, whatever that is. So usually a silk mohair or an alpaca silk blend or whatever. So I knit this entire sweater, and I got right down to the last arm. I was halfway down the last arm. Ran out of. Okay, actually, I was way at the top of the last arm, and I ran like math. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I swear to God, I do the calculations over and over again when I'm trying to calculate how much wool I need and how much this and how many, and I ran out on the second sleeve. I ran out of the main wool, and I couldn't get it in town because the local yarn shop didn't carry that particular wool because I had bought it in out of town when I was out of town on a trip for work. I bought it, and I fucking bought one ball too little. So I ran out on the last sleeve, and I was like, fuck. So I started working on something else. So then I tried to put together an order because I wasn't going back out of town for quite a while. So I put together an online order to try to get free shipping. And I finally figured out the order, and I ordered it, and I got it. Weeks later, I got my order. Yay! Started knitting again. I fucking ran out of the silk color that I had bought from this store on the last part of the fucking arm. So that's how much I ran out of the silk that was being carried double with the wool. And I needed one. I just needed not even. I needed barely 1/10 of a ball of the silk. So what did I do? Because I have no patience and I just want to just plow through and get it done. I used a different color silk that I had that was obviously whiter. It was kind of white. So it fucking doesn't match. So the perfectionism in me, my brain was like, as soon as I got knitting, I was like, oh no. Well, the first couple of inches, I couldn't really tell. I was like, nobody will ever know. And I got farther down and I'm like, oh fuck, you can totally tell. Damn it. So I finished it and I thought, well, I can just pull it out. I could just get that other ball and pull it out. But my challenge is to battle my perfectionism. I'm just leaving it. So I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to gift this to anybody because I fucked it up. I was almost thinking of giving it as a gift, but I fucked it up. So it's fine. I'm fine. I like it. I love it. It's a super warm, cozy sweater. And I like the style of it. I also somehow fucked up the neck because you can see how baggy it is at the neck. It's not supposed to be that baggy. It's probably supposed to be oh God. Anyway, really trying to not let my perfectionism get the best of me. So that was my little story about perfectionism. And sometimes it's better to just let those things lie and just go, you know what? It's unique. If anyone ever tries to steal my sweater, no, it's mine. Well, why would they? It's got a big, huge fuck up on the arm. So who would want the sweater? Anyway, but I was just going to hold up the sweater that I'm working on right now because I procrastinate every evening. And I'm trying to slow down on that because I need to do other things like film for my YouTube channel. So I'm doing, which a lot of knitters will be familiar with, the Porcelain Sweater. And it's gorgeous. I fucking love it so much. However, and so, okay, you can see the detailed pattern. Okay, this is why I don't drink red wine anymore when I knit in the evenings. Because I would totally fuck it up and the pattern would get all buggered up. You make one wrong stitch with the color work and it's totally fucked up. So the other night, Sunday night, I was right into this show. I was so excited to watch the show, and I was kind of paying more attention to the show than I was to my knitting. And right at the start of this row, the color row here, I fucking did one stitch. I did one extra blue stitch, and I couldn't tell until I got down into way down here. I couldn't tell that the pattern was fucked up because you can't see it. Like you can't, it's hard to tell, but you can't tell when you're just on the one row. You're not going to notice that you got one extra. It's not until you see these long lines in the pattern, you can start to see the pattern. So I get way down here into the straight runs here. And I'm like, what the fuck? These, whatever they are, floret things were all screwed up. And then my lines I didn't have my lines right. So I had to rip out 5 rows or 4 rows all the way around because it's in the round. So it goes all the way around. That's the back. It's got German short rows at the top. I mean, it's going to be so gorgeous. And this, oh my God, this yarn is Thun Peer Gint wool. And then this stuff is this is alpaca silk, drops brushed alpaca silk. And oh my God, it's so cozy and so soft. Like, I fucking love it so much. So this is gonna be, I'm gonna love this fucking sweater. And it's good because it's gonna take me a while, because that's all I do is knit sweaters. I just knit sweater after sweater after sweater. So it's totally fine if this sweater takes me like a couple months, because usually I just fucking power through and I'm like 5 weeks I finish the sweater and I'm like, okay, I gotta make another sweater. So actually I'm pretty excited that it's taking me a while, and I think I'm gonna love it. So I'm gonna bring it back and show what the progress is. But anyway, that is today's little story about perfectionism. And fuck, don't let it take away your joy at things, and don't let it take over your life, and don't let it stop you from doing things that you want to do. Like if you want to take up watercolor painting or take up a musical instrument, or it's like, who fucking cares? Just do it. Do it for your own learning and just enjoyment. You don't have to ever. I took up the bass guitar a few years ago. I'm never gonna play in a band, probably, but I fucking love it. I picked it up the other night because, okay, I wanted to mention this. I just found this show on BritBox called Riot Women. If you have not watched Riot Women yet, oh my fucking God, you have to watch Riot Women. It is such a fucking good show. And so this is now becoming a series critique. I didn't mean it to be, but I was watching Riot Women. That's why I got distracted from my knitting, but it's such a fucking good show. And anyway, I was inspired to pick up my bass guitar again, and spent a couple hours the other night playing the bass in my living room, and just, playing along with some others from some songs. I'm terrible. I do not have good finger technique. But you know what? I like it, and it's fun for me, and it stretches my brain and it stretches my fingers. And same with painting. Like, I love painting. I mean, who the fuck ever decided that we have to compare ourselves to like prolific artists anyway? Like, fuck off. Just paint if you want to paint. Like, I paint for myself, and it's like, I don't need to ever put that in a show or try to sell it. Or if I did, maybe somebody wanted to buy it. Who cares? It's not about that. It's about the enjoyment. It's about finding things that bring you joy and things that really you can really be in the moment. That is what I'm really a huge fan of, is talking about activities and hobbies and things, even maybe your job, that you get so into it that you're really just living in the moment. Like, that's, for me, that's the ultimate mindfulness, really. But I love doing things that just really set me in the moment. And yeah. So fuck off perfectionism. Perfectionism, fuck it. It's not a thing that should slow us down and get in our way. And everybody that's like criticizes you or says, why would you do that? Or why would you fuck off? I wrote my first novel in 2023, and I didn't tell very many people about it, that I was doing it, because I was not sure if I would be able to finish it, but I fucking did. And here it is. My novel's right here. So I wrote this novel in 2023. It took me 6 months. It took me 6 months to write this novel. But my perfectionism, I had to keep saying, you know what? This is my shitty first draft. Don't worry about it. Just fucking write the book. Just keep writing. And I had so much fun. I was living vicariously through the protagonist, who was kind of loosely based on a character like me. But she's way more adventurous and way more exciting. But I had so much fun just being like, fuck it. I just want to finish the novel and get it published. I don't want to, so I self-published it. And I think that's the only reason that I actually got it done, was because I had control of my situation, and I didn't have to wait for someone else to give me permission. I didn't have to wait for an agent to sign me. I didn't have to wait for a publisher. I was like, fuck it. I'm doing it myself. I'm going to figure it out myself. All the tools are available to us now. And I did it. I published my first novel, and I'm super proud of it, and I like it so much, and it's really fun. And yeah, so fuck perfectionism, because it really can hold us back. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. Perfectionism and why it sucks, and we should not let it hold us down. So on that note, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you on the flip side. Thanks for joining. Bye.